Hello everyone, my name is Miguel Ramos and I'm the subject matter expert in mobile solutions at Confirmed. Today I'm going to talk about ethnography and mobile research in emerging markets. And in particular, I'm going to share with you the largest trade census implementation in Heineken using Confirmed mobile technology. The use of mobile technology at Heineken has helped to unveil consumer and customer insights and has contributed to answer key business questions in a hard-to-reach location such as Africa. At Confirmed, we believe that mobile is a critical path of engagement with consumers, but the important thing to remember here is that mobile technology is not an issue. The issue is to be able to drive real business solutions with global implementations around mobile that add business values. My presentation is divided into two areas. Firstly, I'm going to go through the issues that need to be taken into consideration when engaging in an ethnographic trade audit program, especially for worldwide programs. And secondly, I'm going to share with you the Heineken use case study that I think you might find interesting. So let's start. I really like this data from ITU, the International Telecoms Union, because it shows that there are 7.1 billion people on the planet and that there are 6.8 billion mobile subscriptions. This shows that there is a 96% of global mobile cellular penetration. We've seen a similar growth for mobile digital content at Confirmed for feedback purposes, for example. And this year alone, we will be completing 30 million mobile surveys with about 9 million pieces of multimedia captured. So with these stats, we're feeling comfortable that we should be able to find business cases around mobile. So let's set the scene. I would like to start by sharing with you the 4 fundamental premises that really keeps us focused on mobile. The first fundamental premise is big data. Mobile is more than an alternative collection channel. We cannot deny the operational efficiencies that mobile brings and the role that mobile has in changing processes within organizations. But the true value of mobile is that you have the opportunity to capture insights that you cannot capture any other way. These insights are video, audio, and pictures. But remember, they come in the form of big data. The second fundamental premise is that mobile is not just a tiny web or screen. A mobile experience requires a multi-channel approach. Unfortunately, you cannot control the device that your clients are going to be using, and this means that your strategy needs to be a multi-channel strategy, not only mobile. The strategy has to make it personal for mobile, timely, and relevant to their context. The third fundamental premise is that the market is fragmented. There's a confusing landscape out there. And it's going to be even more. There are operating systems, a variety of operating systems such as iOS and Android, a number of browsers, number of sizes on the devices. And the message here is that you should really choose a technology partner that can take care of all this fragmentation so that you don't have to worry about it. And the fourth fundamental premise, and from my point of view, the most important, is that you should see mobile as an end-to-end integrated journey. Mobile is just a piece of the overall puzzle. It tends to get a lot of focus because it's cool, it's innovative, but it has to be seriously integrated in the end-to-end journey, from the data capture process to the back-end analysis to the business actions that are taken from the insights. So let's start the end-to-end journey. The strategy, the multi-channel strategy that you should be taking for a ethnographic study should revolve around, for data capturing, the start of the journey, should revolve around three principles: multi-mode, multi-country, and multi-screen. What do I mean by this? Multi-mode. We're talking about multi-channels. There's going to be a variety of languages, and a multi-mode approach means that mobile doesn't need to be perceived as an isolated channel, and in fact, you shouldn't ignore your existing channels, such as focus groups or maybe desktop web rendered surveys. Mobile adds insights that you cannot capture any other way. However, your existing channels add value. Do not ignore them. Keep using them. Multi-device. You cannot control the device that your customers are going to be using, and this means that as part of your strategy, your technology partner should take care of all of this. You shouldn't worry about the devices that your customers are going to be using, and actually you cannot guarantee, especially in a third world country, the type of device, because it's not going to be available. And with a multi-country approach, the programs are actually deployed in multi-countries, and in here we're talking about languages that they're written left to right, right to left, and this is not a simple translation of the language. With the multi-device and the multi-country approach comes a multi-screen. The content needs to adapt to the variety of the screens where it's going to be presented for data capturing so that the response rates are high. Mobile brings a shift from personalization to contextualization. Personalization allows you to tailor the content, and contextualization tailors the entire experience, including the content. Remember that. But we feel that the best way to analyze mobile data, once it's been captured, is in the form of a dashboard with appropriate alerts that truly help to drive actions, business actions, and also allows you to filter on a specific criteria in order to take all those actions. So what I've done as part of the journey, as part of the examples, we're going to see similar examples on the Heineken case study. I've selected 3 examples of a dashboard. On the first example, I'm showing a dashboard that shows mood analysis, brand health, brand analysis, and contextualization information. This is showing you that if you've got, as you can see on the bottom, you've got a filter, a criteria at the bottom, and you can filter depending on the type of the responses. This is where the value is. I've moved into the next screen because you can see the filter even better. In here, you can see the filter at the bottom, and you can say select the type of mood that your customers are when filling in all the feedback programs, and you can place them actually on the map. This is what image is showing. You're able to place them on real time where your customers are on the map and the mood that they're in. Obviously, if you've asked this type of question. This next dashboard is actually showing that it's possible to analyze image. I'm talking about unstructured data. Through the use of dashboards, you're able to structure unstructured data. This is an example that shows that by having a criteria, you can filter all the number of pictures that you're going to be collected. Remember, with a big ethnographic study, you could end up with more than 10,000 images of unstructured data, and they need to be correlated to the different locations, and you have to be able to filter them by the selected criteria. This screen shows that all the images that meet the criteria, and it really adds value by improving the process of the analysis, saving costs and time. and it helps you organize. It will help you to organize and decide if you want to continue the study, you want to concentrate on another location, or maybe to stop the research. So now that we've seen the end-to-end journey from data capturing, data analysis, and actions, I want to apply it into the Heineken case study. We've been working with Heineken for 4 years now, and our first study was in Nigeria, where we helped them to profile the market. If you ask Heineken how they would characterize themselves, they would say, we brew great beer. We penetrate emerging markets more aggressively than anybody else, and we great marketeers. Those are the 3 things that they would say. We would probably agree that they do all those 3 things, because Heineken has more than 250 brands globally, and they brew 20 billion liters of beer last year. They're number 3 in Europe and number 1 in the world. And they very aggressively look at emerging markets because they believe that those are where the growth opportunities are. But Heineken has considered mobile as their competitive advantage, has taken mobile as a differentiator, and they've made mobile as a driver of a fundamental business strategy that helps them to profile their markets. The information obtained from the mobile, from the insights captured through mobile, are actually helping to drive actionable business decisions. Heineken has deep roots in Africa. They've been in Africa for more than 100 years, and they were among the earliest to enter the market. They have a presence in 20 countries in Africa and export to all the other countries. More than 1 billion people is estimated by McKinsey, and this is the reason why they've gone. One of the reasons why they've gone into Africa. More than 1 billion people by 2020. 50% of the African's population will have discretionary spending power. So they know that they're going to have a big market, and this is a major change in the environment. But Africa has special challenges. There is no macro infrastructure, there's no bureaus of statistics, and this means that if you want to find out anything about the African market, you have to find it out by yourself. And this is what Heineken has done through ethnography. In this graph, you can see that the primary markets for Heineken, for beer, have been North America and Europe. However, the consumptions in North America and Europe are 0 or negative. And if you look at the consumptions of number of liters on average per person per year in Africa, you can see that it's got a growth potential of 4.1%, and in Asia 5.4%. So this is the real reason for Heineken to be moving into Africa and this type of emerging markets. So what did Heineken do? What was their approach? Well, they had all of these business questions that could be divided into 3 groups. Where should we place our product? How should we distribute it? And who should we sell it to? What did they do for this? They used a mobile app to capture the insights. This is the approach. They use mobile apps because they needed the offline capabilities. And the first thing that they do was to load into the app the considerable amount of information, such as the location of the restaurants selling beer, where their competitors were, and the information about the marketplace. Instead of asking it again and recapturing the information, all this information was preloaded into the system. Heineken would then set parameters and guidelines, because the most important thing for Heineken was the quality of the data. They said, we want to be ruthless in the rejection of captured data. If data is not accurate, we want to reject it. We don't get to go back to Africa. It is difficult, expensive, and there are security issues. Once you're in the field, you cannot go back. So to give you an example, so you can remember it, basically, if you're looking for flamingos, don't let anything that is an imposter that looks like a flamingo get in the way. This is of critical importance because the data need to be as accurate as possible, as clean as possible. And they made use of confirmed technologies on a variety of devices. They use Nokia in Nigeria, BlackBerry in South Africa, and Android in Ethiopia. And depending on the availability of the devices and the infrastructure of the network, they would determine which device they would use. They worked with local field groups and local organizations to train the local field force. What the local field workers were engaged to do was they provide them with a device with preloaded information, in this case the Confirmed Soda app, and they would be given a route. They would then ask to capture the GPS coordinate of every location that they saw on the route that sold beer. Not just Heineken beer, any beer. They would then go and conduct an interview with the person selling at the store, and they would complete a store inventory as well as collecting information of the stock and the prices, and all of these would be analyzed at a central location that day or the following day, very quickly. If the data was bad, then the data would be rejected and would sent back to the field for recapture. And if it was accepted, then it was sent for analysis purposes. Heineken made use of the confirming technology that was embedded in the system that is called back-checking. Back-checking allowed them to automate and verify this process and ensure the high quality of the data. It allowed the users, in this case Heineken, to create business rules that trigger certain areas for automatic reviews. These are just some examples of the business rules. For example, a minimum percentage of responses verified, maximum percentage sent to back checkers, and different anomalies on the response. For example, no image taken. So once the data was analyzed and it was checked using back-checking, the Heineken had the location of the and the multimedia data all in one record. So what did they do with the data? What actions were taken? Well, they used dashboards to analyze the data, and in here you've got an example that shows all the GPS coordinates that of all the different stores selling beer. As you can see, they're very close to, let me just move into the next one. They're very close to each other on a block, and there would be dozens of places. This is just an example taken from the dashboard of all the data captured, the coordinates, every single location, and the interviewers basically capture all the data into one record, into one metadata, into one single data set that was sent into the system. And as you can see in there, you've seen a picture of one of the outlets in Kinshasa selling Heineken beer, and this data was sent into back-checking for analysis. If there was anything interesting happening, They would take a video. This is just a screenshot taken from video from a beer ceremony in Kinshasa. And once all of this was analyzed through the use of dashboards, this is where the fun started. They started to look at the white spaces. This is just an example of a dashboard where it's showing all the opportunities to deploy the sales groups and the distribution networks. What they did was to overlay the data with the population, with competitive locations and opportunities to sell to that particular market. Once that analysis was done using dashboard, they would provide and they would create routing maps to their sales teams, sales and distribution teams, as to the specific locations where they should concentrate. This helped them to prioritize the locations and the value of their locations, either beside the competitors to turn them down or in an underserved market. By using visual maps, Heineken got an idea of the density of the sales, and they help to their sales and distribution. This is an example of a route, and there's highlighting the key primary location where the sales and distribution network needed to concentrate. They also took out some actions into the branding. Why? Because they also decided to put some signage, tables, refrigerators, so that by analyzing the data, they determine which locations should be branded and where the distribution network should concentrate. This is an example of the dashboard for branding. And in here, you can see the result of the picture of a Heineken, that is a Heineken and a competitor that was selling competitive beer. So as a result of this study, Heineken decided to place a signage next to this specific outlet and start selling beer at this specific key valuable location. So to conclude this presentation, I have gone through some recommendations for mobile programs. I have also presented the largest trade census carried out by Heineken in Africa using mobile technology, and the mobile insights that have contributed to pinpoint specific opportunities and potential concerns in the overall landscape. In this case study, the programs has allowed Heineken to gain efficiencies based on the mobile insights captured about all the premises selling beer, and the success of the program was measured by the operational efficiencies, where the value proposition was to save money by saving the time of their sales and distribution network, since they only had to concentrate on a specific high-value outlet. And to finish with just one sentence, if there's something that I would like you to remember from this presentation, is the fact that in order for a mobile program to add value, it needs to be rolled out as an integrated end-to-end journey that goes from data capturing of the insights, analysis, and transformation of the data into measurable information that can drive real business actions. Thank you very much.